Very good evening, friends. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, on 30th July 2021, Treasury Consulting Group is a multinational headquartered group based out India, Singapore, and Hong Kong. We do have offices in three parts of the globe, and more importantly, we are a prop hedge fund, which includes the comics platform, the commodities platform, the equities platform, and many more things. We own our own OTT platform. OTT stands at over the top. It's just like Amazon Prime and Netflix, not as bigger as Amazon Prime and Netflix, which is TRFX Academy. Apart from that, we own our own learnings platform, which is Sheetal Academy. And there are a variety of products. If you wish to have any information, you can definitely call me or WhatsApp me. The number is shared at the end of the video. There are millions of people who trade in India. There is no doubt about that. Millions of people who trade in India. And out of millions of people, 95% of the people are dependent on the Hindi media. In fact, they are also dependent on the so-called brokerage houses who give various predictions like HDFC will go to 1900, this stock will go to this, and so on and so forth. How many predictions end up as a true, we all know that. But the point is, we are really not bothered to ask this question from these firms, how many prediction end as a true. And oftentimes, 99% of the people do not have any knowledge about the valuation. So example, till few weeks ago, Hindi media was bullish on Indigo. After Indigo reported heavy losses, now Hindi media is against Indigo. One day they would be before any bank, after a few days they would be after any bank. It keep happening. And the most common, in fact, the way they fool people is giving a ratio called PE ratio. Example, I'm not quoting the name, but today I was looking at one of the stocks and Hindi media channel said this stock is having a PE ratio of 7. And in this industry, basically the industry of that stock, this is the cheapest, so you should buy it. What a great logic. You mean to say that any stock who is having PE ratio of 7 and it is cheapest, it basically the other stocks are having higher PE ratio, I should buy it. It doesn't matter what is the earning per share, it doesn't matter what is the outlook of that industry, it doesn't matter how strong is the balance sheet and the analytics. So Hindi media speaker was very clear. He said that since this stock having a PE of 7, you should buy this because in this industry it is cheapest. Super, no doubt. And I'm sure that today many people bought it except me and my fund. By the way, PE ratio means price to earning ratio. And when we speak about PE ratio, only in India, it means that basic price to earning ratio. Simple. I know that many people even not heard that what is diluted PE. Many people have not heard what is adjusted PE. Because for most of the people, PE means price to earning ratio, which is, by the way, price is market price per share and earning price per share. I'm sure that still many people must be looking at that the differentiation which I'm giving, basic, diluted and adjusted, pertains to EPS. Because we are living in 1850. Since we are living in 1850, the common sense is we always tend to learn what was there in 1850. Price to earning ratio is of three types. One is the basic price to earning ratio. One is the diluted price to earning ratio and one is the adjusted price to earning ratio. Now, when we speak, please don't expect this video will give you the formula. The formulas are only in our course. When we speak about Hindi media, the basic price to earning ratio will come into the picture. Now, the basic issue in the basic EPS is the outliers. Now, in Indian context, outlier means the manipulation. We all know that today Happiest Mind reported the result and how strong the results are, you can see on the Google, compared to the results of SCL Technologies, Wipro, Infosys, and TCS. You can yourself see on the Google. And I'm sure that the price will not fall. That is a guarantee. So basic PE is Hindi medium. And 99% of the investors make a decision on the basic PE. One is the diluted PE. In diluted PE, the denominator change. And that's very important. And denominator also change. I once again repeat that I'm not giving you an exact formula, but in diluted PE, denominator and denominator. So denominator is price, also known as MPS, market price per share. Denominator is EPS, earning per share, it change. When I mean change, I am very clear that please do not try to copy EPS formula. The best is the adjusted PE, which is used in the US. The fund houses in the US use adjusted PE. Diluted PE used in AXI. AXI stands for Asia excluding India. Adjusted PE used in US, and I think it is only used in the US. So when we speak about PE, PE is of three types, price to earning, which is one is the basic PE, Hindi media, one is the diluted PE, which is Asia excluding India, one is adjusted PE. I again repeat, this is not EPS. When I say basic, diluted, and adjusted, the denominator and the denominator. The denominator is the MPS, market price per share, and denominator is the EPS, earning per share. They will change. But this video is not giving the formula in public. One is cyclically adjusted price to earning ratio. And this is very important. So let's take an example. It is said that fourth quarter of every year, the quarter which is coming, which is October, November, December, this quarter is not good for IT companies because this is the last quarter of the year. The clients of the IT company are very reluctant in terms of increasing their budgets. The budgeting exercise is going on. They not sanction the higher budgets for their IT expenditures. They always believe that, you know, whatever way the show is running, let it be. And the first quarter of every year, which is January, February, March, it is always considered as a very slow start because the budgets are going on, the clients are deciding on the budgets and so on and so forth. While second and third quarter, which is April, May, June, and July, August, September, they are always considered as the most strongest quarter for IT companies. Budgets are sanctioned, the work is going on, SOW, statement of work, PO, purchase order, everything is signed, the work started, migration started, and so on and so forth. Cyclically adjusted price to earning ratio is always used and should be used when we are computing an industry who is cyclically adjusted. Example, IT company. Let's take an example of, say textile industry. For textile industry, the second quarter, which is April, May, June, and the last quarter, October, November, December, is considered as the strongest because in April, May, June, you will see a very heavy sale of the summer woolen products, and in last quarter, October, November, December, the winter's product. You see a heavy sale. For hospitality industry, especially in India, the last quarter of the year, October, November, December, is considered as the most strongest because majority of the marriages happen in this quarter. I'm not saying that the whole year marriages do not happen, but majority of the marriages happen. So every industry is having one or another quarter where they are strong, and in some quarters they are weak. Henceforth, as we speak, and maybe even after several years, there is no unanimous definition of cyclically adjusted price to earning ratio, because cyclicity is completely different. I'm not entering into much detail, but cyclically adjusted price to earning ratio, also known as CAPE, CAPE, is further divided into two sections. One is the pro cyclicity and one is the counter cyclicity. I'm not entering into detail. Now, this price to earning ratio is the right way of looking as far as the valuation of stock is concerned. But unfortunately, I'm sure that 99% of the people even not heard about what the hell is cyclically adjusted price to earning ratio and what the hell is pro and counter cyclically price adjusted ratio. The best is PEG, price to earning growth, where you take price to earning divided by growth. Guys, remember, when I say price to earning, I am referring to three: basic, diluted, and adjusted. Basic, diluted, and adjusted. Now, I'm not here referring again and again. So you need to choose which PE you are taking. Where G is the growth is equals to return on equity into retention ratio. Retention ratio means, let's give a simplistic example. Investors demand everything from the company. Like investors say, I need capital appreciation and I need dividends. And there is no end of greed. No end of greed. But some companies are known for giving very good dividends, and they are known as dividend yield stocks, while some companies are poorly known of giving dividends. I'm not quoting any name, and that valid in US also, Europe also, Singapore also, everywhere. Some companies are very spendthrift. So spendthrift means they give good quantity of bonus, good volume of bonus, while some companies are, oh my god, they are like, very very timid attitude as far as the bonus is concerned. Rather, they consider bonus as an expense. So this growth is equals to return on equity into retention ratio, which is the retention ratio formula is 1 minus dividend payout. Now the question is, the best price to earning ratio is CAPE G. Now CAPE G formula I told you, which is also known as CPEG, cyclically adjusted price to earning ratio with growth. But there is an issue. The issue is that, let me go at the top and let you the issue. The issue is, first, issue number one, a person needs to understand basic PE, diluted PE, and adjusted PE in detail. And most of the people do not know this about, never heard this about, end result, So forget the formula. So step 1 is missed. Step 2, since people not heard it about, they not heard about PEG, price to earning growth. It's a common sense. Since they not heard about price to earning growth, issue number 3, they cannot compute CPEG, which is cyclically adjusted price to earning growth ratio. Cyclically adjusted price to earning growth ratio is one of the most successful valuation metrics we have in the world of financial market. And this can be applied on Google, Amazon, maybe any company of the world, to be honest. Now, where CPEG can apply, it can apply on large caps. If I speak of US angle, Microsoft, Google, Facebook. If I speak in India angle, Tata Consultancy Services, Reliance Industries Limited and all. Mid caps. Exchange traded fund. US is the hub of exchange traded fund. Index traded fund. And the listed indices like Standard and Poor, Dow Jones, BSE, NSE, and whatnot. But I'm sure that after watching this video, you will still move to price to earning ratio. That's completely your call. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting Group. These are our contact details. But before I wind up, let me correct or remind you again that we lose a lot of money not because people cheat us. We lose a lot of money because we don't have knowledge to select the stocks. That is very important. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting Group. You know my number right on the screen. Have a great time ahead, guys. Thank you.